We will see some more important points on the scripts which we left on the previous session, and then we'll go to the smart forms. Let me go to SE71. This is the script which we have created in the last session. This script we have created in client number 800. So say for example, this script you want to copy. How you can copy this script? There is an option here, utilities, copy from client. Go here, give here the form name, give the client in which this form is available. This form is right now available in client number 800. You want to copy it to JDL Note 1 or something else. So with a different name, the script can be copied. Okay, so this, when you execute, the script can be copied with a different name. And a script is created in English language, right? Here the script is created in English language. Say for example, now I want to create the script in a German language. So I will change the language here and click on create. So now the script is created in a German language. All windows, all pages, everything was copied. Now I will activate the script in German language. Here if you observe, the language key is German, but original language is English. Original language means the first time when you create a script, in which language you have created? You have created it in English language, so that is called as original language. Always the original language is the first language which you have created, and this is current language. Language key is German. Right? So now if you want to translate this script into German, I'll go to the heading window and I will provide here instead of delivery note. So whatever the German language related description is there, that I will provide for delivery note. So I'll put this. Similarly, you have to translate all the text elements. Text element means not only in the heading window, we also have some text in the detail window, right? So in the detail window, we have a delivery. Here we have a delivery date. Here we have a sold to party. All these things you have to translate into respective language. Once you translate, you have to go to your driver program, SE38, go to this driver program, and here in the driver program we have called 3 function modules to call the script, that is open form, write form, and finally we have close form. So in the open form we have given the form name and the language. Here Sai language means my login language is currently I am logged in English language. So when I logged in English language, my output will appear as delivery note and blah blah blah. So it is coming as a delivery note. But when I log in German language now, now I logged in German language. I'll go to SE71 not SE71, I have to go to SE38 to execute the print program directly. So this is my driver program or print program. I'll execute this. Now Sai Langu, that means login language is German. So you can see whatever the translation you have provided, that is coming. So this is how you can translate your script. Fine. Then the next point what I would like to discuss is how to debug a script. When you want to debug a script, go to SE71 transaction. Here there is an option utilities activate debugger. So click on this utilities activate debugger. Your script debugger is active. Now go to the driver program. Execute your program as it is in the normal way. So now a script debugger is coming up. Continue. View here the output device, print preview. You can see this is the text element which we have given. Sorry, this is a window. It's not a text element. Here you can see /w heading window. You can click on F5. You can click on F5 to execute step by step. So now here it is trying to execute this portion, work area, LIPS-POSNR, MATNR, all these things. It will get, see here, you have to see this arrow, and this is a horizontal arrow, this is a vertical arrow. Okay, so see now vertical arrow is on the first line, that means this field. Now when I click on a single step, this vertical arrow has moved to the second field, that is this tab. As of now the vertical arrow is on. Now when I click on a single step, now it is coming to this field. When I click on another single step, the value inside this got available in the debugging. You can see what value is available in this work area. Again single step. Now tab space again. LFIMG, that is a quantity. Now quantity is 7. Tab space and again MEINS. Like this you can debug your script so that you can find out what are all the values are available inside the script work areas and so on. Finally, you want to come out of the debugger, then click on this exit, and then you can see the final output. Then one more important point, if you want to download the script into your desktop, go to SE38 transaction. SAP has given a standard program for this. The program name is RSTX SCRP, by which you can download a script into your desktop. When I execute this program, I'm getting this sort of selection screen wherein I want to download the form. Here I need to provide the script name which I have created. I want to export it to my desktop, so provide here mode as export, then execute. So now select your desktop, give a file name, suitable file name, and save it. So now the script is transported to my desktop. On the desktop you can see my script somewhere will be available. Here it is. Okay. Now maybe I have another server, maybe this server. In this server I want to log in, I want to upload the script. So I'm logging in into a different server. So I logged into another server wherein I'll go to SE38. See, in this server, the script what we have created is not available. If I go to SE71, this script will not be available because we have created this script in a different server, right? And client is also different client. The client which I logged in is 810 as of now. Now I'll go to SE71 here. Sorry, not SE71. I'll go to SE38. Here I will try to execute the same program. Everything, the script name, everything remains same. Here I will import. That means whatever I have downloaded to my desktop from the different server, I will try to upload it here. So only import is a change, then execute. So SAP is asking where to save this in a local object. Which is the file? It should upload now. What file we should upload? We should upload the file which we have downloaded, that is this one. Select it, double click on that. So now it says this Jednar Del note is being processed. It's imported. So now go to SE71 and see whether it is imported into this server now. Now I'll click on display. So here this script is imported. So if you want to see the layout and all, if you want to see the layout, you can see the layout here. So all the pages, all the windows, the content inside the windows, everything is imported. So this is how, that means by using this program, what is that program? RSTSSCRP, you can download a script onto your desktop and you can also upload it. So the best example is when you have a script in one server and you want the same script in another server, you can download it to your desktop and you can again upload it. One more point. Inside the script windows, you can provide some if conditions, case conditions, etc. So inside the window, for example, I can provide different conditions, and based on conditions, I can execute any one of the conditions. How can I provide a condition inside the window? For example, I'll go to my driver program. This is my driver program. Okay, so here I have a delivery note. For example, I'm printing here always delivery note on the top. So here LP01, when I give this, I'm always printing delivery note. But my requirement is based on delivery type. I should provide here a different heading. What is the delivery type? Let me take you to LIKP table. I'll go to SE11. I'll go to LIKP table. This is a delivery document header. So as of now, we are always testing for a delivery number. Delivery number is here. You can see this is the delivery number. Okay. So here there is a field called LFART. The field LFART means what? You want to see the description of LFART. You can see where is that here. This is a delivery type. Okay. So whenever you take any of these examples, any one of this document number, always it is LF. LF means what? Click on a F4 button here. So here LF means delivery. So that's why we are printing as a delivery note. Okay. For example, here EL is there, then I should print, my heading should be shipping notification. Say for example something else is there, I should print the corresponding heading. That is what my requirement. So based on this field LFERT, let us say, is there any test case is available for us which has an entry other than LF? Any entry, any document, delivery document which has other than LF among these 200 entries. As of now we are displaying 200 entries in the table, right? So among these 200 entries, is there any entry with LF as not equal to, that means this field not equal to LF? No. Then what I'll do is I'll come back here, form list, choose fields for selection. I will say here LFERT, because I want to choose LFERT value from this selection screen. I can do something like this. Okay, so here I have a LF. I don't want LF, so what I will do, I want some documents where the value not equal to LF. Let us see some document. So there are some documents where what is the value for this? For example, take this document Veblen. For this LFERT is NL. Okay, NL means what? NL means, let us see what it is. NL means replenishment delivery. Okay, so now I'll copy this. So here I'll go to the script, I'll go to my heading window. In the heading window I will write some if condition. If my work area LIKP hyphen LFART equal to, what is the value we are looking? NL, right? So that is, if it is NL, then I want to print it as replenishment or delivery. Else I want to print as delivery note. If else should have a end if. So always same syntax like that of your ABAP editor. So we have written a condition like this. The variables always should be included inside the ampersands. Don't forget that. And see, this is not a normal text. This is a command which a script should execute. So click on F4 button here. There is something here called command line. So you should provide a command line here. So then only system can understand that okay, this is the executable statement. This is the heading, right? This is not executable statement. This is the executable. Similarly, this else condition is executable and end if is also executable. So I'll put this command line for all this: if, else, and if. So provide command line like this. Come back and activate. Now go to the driver program. So in the driver program, now I will provide a number. That means this particular number, for example, for this LFA RT is NL, right? So let us see whether the if condition is working properly or not. LF01 or LP01. Click on print preview. See, replenishment delivery note is coming based on the if condition. Okay. If you give the normal test case which we are testing till now, so for that the field value is different. So it should print as delivery note. So the else condition should work now. It is coming as delivery note. Okay, so like this you can provide some if condition inside the form, not only in a heading window, maybe in a main window also, in a details window also, wherever you want. You can provide some if condition, you can write some case conditions. All these things are possible. So there are some other things like in a main window. What you can do is, in a main window generally there are some options, something like I'll open the main window. There are some commands which you can use in a main window. The commands are something like you have top and top, bottom and bottom. So these are few command lines. See, actually this main window is inside the loop. So the main window generally print the item details, right? So now when I go to the driver program, I have a write form inside the loop statement. See, this is my item table. Inside this loop I am calling a write form. Okay, so this write form is writing all the items inside the loop. It is writing. Now I want to print the headings of this. Already of course in this example the headings already we have printed, but say you have something to be printed only one time. Even though you are inside the loop, you want to print something which should be only once it should print. Something like headings. See, these are the headings which we have already provided. For example, so this item number, material number, this should come only once. For every item I should not print the headings. It should come only once. For example, you have such requirement. So even though you are calling this main window inside the loop, you want to print something only once, then you can put it in the command top and top. So here I will say top, then and top. Top and top is a command line. So if you use the top and top with the command line, even though you are inside the loop, the main window is called inside the loop, whatever you write here, whatever you provide here, that will be printed only once in the beginning of this loop. Similarly, there is a command called bottom and bottom. For example, you want to print the total of the particular quantity. So for each page you want to print the total. So you can print the total at the end of the page even though you are inside the loop. The main window is inside the loop. Even though you want to print the total only once at the end of the page, at the bottom of the main window. In that case, you can make use of bottom and bottom. This is a command. With command lines you have to use. Okay. Maybe you can try these options, top and top, bottom and bottom. So these commands generally used, top and top is used for printing only once at the top of the or beginning of the loop. Bottom and bottom is used to print at the end of the loop. Similarly, say for example, if the output has more than 5 lines, so say here items 10, 20 are there, 30, 40, 4 items are there. Sometimes what user will say is each page should have only 2 items. Okay, so item 10, 20 should be printed on first page, 30, 40 should be printed on second page, 50, 60 should be printed on third page. If you have such kind of requirement. So after printing 2 items, I should go to the new page. So how to achieve that kind of requirement? In your main window, you put a if condition. If the POSNR number is 20 or something, or you make a count, if the count is 2, here there is something called new page, insert line format page. Here you can say page. So this is the command. So whenever you will give this new page, a new page will trigger automatically. So say for example you can write easiest code like this. So I'll put a command line here. If my work area POSNR is greater than 20. So in POSNR how many zeros will be there? Let us go to table and see. Item number is available in LIPS table. POSNR, you can see there are 6 digits in this. It's a numeric of length 6. So you should provide here 4 zeros 20. So if your POSNR is greater than this, go to the new page. Okay, then if always should have and if. So here I should choose a command line. If should have a and if. Come back, activate. So after line number 20, item number 20, it should go to the new page. So now I'll go back. So now what is our output? I should get 3 pages. Yep. So now I'm getting 3 pages. 10, 20, 30 is coming in this. 40 is coming in another page. And blank is coming. Okay. So the problem is, it's what happened here. After printing the line number 30, it is checking this condition, this if condition. So what I should do is, I should provide this if condition at the top so that the correct result should come. Not after printing the, I should check the condition before printing. If the condition is true, before printing itself, I should trigger the new page. Okay. Come back, activate. So now let me go to LP01. So here you can see first two items are printed on the first page. So before printing the third item, it is checking the condition. Item number 30 is greater than 20. So that's what the condition we have given. So yes, item number 30 is greater. So it is printing on the next page. Before printing item number 40, it is again checking the condition. Item number 40 is greater than item number 20. So again it is triggering the new page and so on. So like that, a new page command can be used to always trigger a new page. Okay. So there are some other conditions or other command prompts. Maybe I will send you some documents. You can refer on what are all the other various commands can be used. Fine. So these are the couple of important points you need to remember when you are handling the scripts. With this we will conclude the script, and then now we will go into the smart forms and see what is the smart forms, the next topic. As of now, you have some question you ask me, otherwise we'll move on to the smart forms.